There's a lot of talk about going green nowadays. A lot of people are going green, but is it cost effective? Is it worth it? Hi, I'm Connie Hicks. Welcome to Community Crossroads. We're coming to you from Barry University in the David Brinkley studio. You know, both businesses and homeowners, individuals, counties, cities, corporations, it seems are going green or trying to go green or in the steps of going green. But at what cost? And is it worth it in the long run? Certainly no one would deny that it's not a good thing to do, but is it, from, I guess, a business point of view, responsible, and does it pay off in the long run? I'm going to start first with Hilary Kusel. You are with the Green Alliance business, and you work with both homeowners, but largely businesses, and to help them go green. How do you help them? Are there degrees of what they can do? Are there standards they've got to pass to become green?
Yes, we at Green Business Alliance try to enable companies and homeowners to greenify their daily practices.
Is that a word now, greenify?
Greenify is one of our words,
okay,
yes.
All right.
And when we say greenify, we mean to integrate environmental stewardship into their daily practices, whether it be at home or at work. We have a set of guidelines to greenify for a business to use or a homeowner, whereby they go through a checklist that's divided into about 6 categories and try to make an effort to implement these recommendations in order to be more environmentally conscious at their homes or work.
And if they pass this checklist, they're proud of themselves, I'm sure, but do they get other recognition?
Yes, they do. At the time at which they've been accepted as a greenified business, they receive the greenified seal for use on their website or their marketing material, and they receive a custom press release for their distribution. We have a green visibility directory for businesses broken into industries so that other people can come search and look for green-friendly companies. And then we also send out a custom press release and some greenified lapel pins and wristbands and other ways for which they can be proud and share it with their customers or clients.
Is the reaction from business, hey, I'd like to do it, I'd really like to help the environment, but what's it going to cost me?
Yes, we're definitely finding in the initial stages here that a lot of the companies are in research mode and education, and we're doing a lot of educating. They have appointed one SWAT team member or a little subcommittee with the task of going green, and they don't really know what that means. And so their first thing is help, and what does this mean? Next is, how are we going to do this, and what will it cost?
And what will it cost? Alex McNamara is the facilities director here at Barry University. You are in exactly that position. You've started the green process here at Barry, and you got to start sort of from ground zero and kind of figure out what's the best way to do it, and it's not easy.
Absolutely, and I think the most difficult part of it is educating yourself initially, and then educating the community or the organization that you work for. Although there are a lot of people who are supportive of the initiative. There are also a lot of people who are resistant to participating and assisting in the initiative. Here at Barry, fortunately, we've been fortunate that we've had a lot of feedback, a lot of support from faculty, staff, and students. Actually, surprisingly, a lot of students have put in their own time, put in a lot of personal effort to initiate the process and communicate it to their peers within the residence halls. And that has been very helpful for us in order to get started. Our most recent initiative has been the recycling kickoff for the campus, which for me and my staff, it was very challenging because we were starting from ground zero and didn't know what direction to take initially, who to use. We talked to many vendors throughout the county that provide that service, and we ended up with putting in a service that we felt was going to be the most effective and less cost towards the institution.
Because it does cost, doesn't it?
It does. Recycling does cost.
It's not inexpensive.
I'm sorry?
It's not inexpensive.
It's not inexpensive.
In the long run, do you expect it to pay off?
I think from a social status and from when we talk about recycling, we need to look at it in several aspects. There's the recycling of paper goods, plastic bottles, cardboard. There is a recycling of energy, reducing our energy, which in turn will then reduce the production of energy at our plants, which also lowers cost. And if you can invest a minimal, sometimes a lot of money into specific products or projects, then we can reduce the consumption, allowing the institution to lower their cost of energy.
Okay. Greenifying a college community is one thing. Of course, greenifying a county, a large county, is another thing entirely. Luis Espinosa, you're the communication director for the Miami-Dade County Department of Environmental Regulation and Management. That must have been a challenging process because the county has just begun to try to be more socially and environmentally responsible, has it not?
Well, not really. We've been doing this for quite some time. There's been many policies and resolutions that have been passed throughout the years. It's just that recently, just like everyone else in our community, basically is more green aware. We're more conscious. We want to do something. So there's a lot more knowledge going on of the things that we should be doing. And the county is sort of jumping on that bandwagon, although we've been on it for quite some time, and practicing and preaching the green movement.
But what I'm sensing as we sort of talk is people will talk the talk, but they don't necessarily walk the walk. They say, yeah, we want to be part of it because it would be certainly politically suicidal to say no and socially suicidal to say no. But I mean, it requires extra steps for extra people. And is there a willingness to do that? And how easy is it to implement, let's say, on a county level?
Well, just like everything, any transition, any major change takes some growing pains, takes time, it takes effort, but in the long run it's worthwhile. Like Alex was saying, in the beginning it's kind of difficult getting started and you don't know where to go, but it's worth it. Just like anything else, you want to make the change, you want to go forward and move forward with something that you know is going to pay off.